I was driving downtown, and for several days, the Barnum and Bailey circus train was stuck in downtown Colorado Springs. Did anybody see that? So it was kind of weird, honestly, and I drove past it to the park with my family, and I saw one of the strangest things I've ever seen. I saw people who were like contortionists in weird shapes and doing like upside-down push-ups, and the guy that I think like throws the ball to the seal is juggling and doing weird stuff. And I was just like perplexed by it all. And I thought, that's exactly what we have at Multiply, right? Is this Freaks Like Me club? And we're like, I get you, and you're weird, and that's okay. We're all taking these risks that we're saying, yes, we dare to believe that God is going to do amazing things through his local church. We dare to believe that it is about making disciples. We've been around this thing long enough to go, it's not about the latest strategy. It's not about this silver bullet because there isn't one. We're still supposed to make disciples. We are still supposed to launch those disciples. That is a risk that is worth taking even if we fail at it. And that we would launch more disciples into mission. Like Jesus launched the 70 and they came back telling stories. Even the demons submit in your name. And they shared the victories of that. Developing leaders who make more disciples is a risk that is worth taking even if we fail. And launching new churches. Equipping leaders, as you know, it takes a village. Many of you in here, and you know who you are part of that village, who have done experiential learning within your church, who have coached church planters, who have had church planters come cry on your shoulder. Or maybe you're revitalizing a church and you say, we know that there's something here and God is doing something great. And thank you for believing in the local church. That is a risk right there. But again, we are a Freaks Like Me club that we believe God will do what he says he will do. The truth that we just sung in this song. So what is worth doing even if you fail? What is the next right step for you? What is God speaking to you tonight? As Tyler said, moments turn into movements. What is God speaking to us? And what are we going to do about it? And all throughout the book of Revelation, we come back to that theme of the local church. And of course, there's all kinds of things in there. But to focus on the 7 churches in Revelation, we see said every time, he who has ears to hear, let him hear what the Spirit is speaking to the who? The churches. What is the Spirit speaking to the churches? The paradigm shifts that we are making, they say that the phrase, as goes the leader, so goes the church. As goes the dad, so goes the family. As goes the disciples, so go the disciples that come after them. Whether you want to be making disciples or not, we are. Are they disciples of Jesus? Are they disciples of us? Making disciples of Jesus, who make more disciples, who launch into healthy churches, is a risk that is worth taking even if we fail. And tonight, we can say that we believe that God is up to something. He's doing something unique. And we've been praying prayers for a long time that God would do something in this area that we could call a movement that's bigger than us, that not one tribe or denomination or church or leader could claim. No model of church, no perfect silver bullet of the way it's done, but that this is a movement of God and we are part of it. And I want to say to you guys, many of you tonight are discouraged, thinking, I heard something today that I need to implement. We're all wayfarers. To use the word that Colin Downing and their church in South Colorado Springs is using. We are wayfarers. We are leaving something familiar of we can potentially continue to do church in the way we have for a long time. And we're heading into something that is pretty scary, that is terrifying if we're honest, that I don't know what the church will look like in 5 years. But let's continue to make disciples, to raise up disciples then who raise up more disciples that then result in healthy local churches. This weekend we're talking about engaging culture so we can reach the lost and engaging tension so we can reach impact. One of those great tensions in the church is failure. Something that we don't talk about a lot is shame, is this idea that we aren't willing to risk it all, perhaps not as much as the world is willing to risk. And let me just say this, we've been given permission from Jesus already. How many people in our circles of influence, our ministries, our families, or our churches don't believe they have permission to go live out what Jesus has already given them permission to do? Shame on us if we think that we have equipped people and then they're saying back to us, oh, I didn't know I was allowed to do that. I love and hate hearing that. And so as we transition this evening, I want us to continue to remember this phrase, as simple, as pithy as it might be, that we are given permission for mission through the Great Commission. Could we give that to our people? That's my prayer for you guys. You would give permission that has already been granted for his mission through his Great Commission. And that is why we're here. And it's always about risk-taking. We will continue to take risks to reach the lost, to do that, and to believe that his church is his bride, and we will treat her as such.